Before we get into today's video, I would like you to do me one favor. Please hit that subscribe button. Is it on this side or on this side? Please just hit it and make me feel better. Join me today. This is take 100 of this video I'm doing, and I really want to do it. Please do me that favor and subscribe to my channel. I promise you will enjoy the ride. Okay. Today, as you have seen from the title of the video, we're talking about breast cancer, and October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It explains my pink outfit, but you know, pink is my favorite, one of my favorite colors. So any excuse to wear pink, I'm in. And I just wanted to share my experience with you guys, and yeah, so let's just dive right into the video. I want to share experiences I've had with this month in relation to Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and why you should actually go get checked or like go for screening, which is actually free in some parts of the country, which I'm going to share with you guys. So yeah, let's start from the beginning. Mine dates back in 2013. 2013, I was a candidate. I was in Form 4. Feel free to calculate my age. I was a candidate, and at the time my mom was leaving the state, so I was living with a relative here in Nairobi. And it was October, and you know, there was all this info and placards about breast cancer and how you can do screening, and how there was free screening, and how you can actually do screening for yourself. And I was like, okay, let me just, let me try this thing, because I had never done it before. So how they say that you can do screening for yourself is that you lift your arm, and then you like feel the area mostly around your armpits, and just the whole of it. So yeah, that's exactly what I did for both sides. And I remember I discovered, like, I felt lumps. A woman's breast has like tissues, like. And you know, at the time I was wondering, so how will I know it's a lump? How will I distinguish between a lump and like the normal tissues? But like a lump stands out, and it's a bit hard than the normal kawaida woman's breast lump, yeah? So yeah, I discovered 2 lumps, and of course, Google generation. So I just went into my phone and I started Googling, what does it mean to have breast lumps? And you know, of course, that's one of the symptoms of breast cancer. And so I read and I dived in, and I know there are all these pages suggesting, like if you have lumps, they could be non-cancerous, but also they could be cancerous. And then they went ahead to explain how a cancerous lump would look like, and how would feel like, and most of them are painful, and they have like a redness on your skin and all of that. There was all this info online, and of course for me, I was like, yeah, it could be non-cancerous, but also it could be cancerous. And also they speak about cancer being hereditary, and for me, I lost my dad to cancer, and so for me, I was like, oh my gosh, maybe I have cancer. So I was so scared, I was so freaked out. But anyway, yeah, so my mom was all the way miles away in the US, but that's the first person I called. And at the time, of course, there's nothing much she could do, like take me to hospital or something. So now I had to tell my auntie who was living with at the time. So I told her, and we went to see a doctor. I wrote a letter to tell her, but I didn't give it to her. I just told her, but I was crying, like that period of I was really just crying, and it took me down so much. So then the doctor said that he told me the same thing that was on the internet. It could be non-cancerous or cancerous, and also he told me that it was normal, especially for people between the ages of 16 and 24, to find like lumps in your breast because of hormonal imbalance, So, but I was like, but also it can be cancer. So all this time I was just so freaked out. So my mom said that I should wait to finish my KCSE, my final exam, and then now I can go through surgery without, money at all. And it wasn't painful, and also the doctor said it's not an emergency, so it was okay to wait. So we waited up to November, when I finished was it November or December? But when I finished my KCSE, and then now I had to go now to see a consulting surgeon whose contacts I will leave in the description box, because I would highly recommend him. He's so nice. He's So he's not a guy or anything, but he's just a very good consulting surgeon. Went to Dr. Acc and he recommended that we do and again he told me the same thing, it could be cataracts and not cataracts, that whole story. So yeah, so we went to, he recommended an ultrasound. Let me tell you guys something, I am not a fan of the hospital. Even that tiny mosquito really freaks me out. So he said that we should go for an ultrasound, and I don't know, but at the time I was like, maybe it's painful. And you know, an ultrasound is just them putting gel and running a machine over so that they can see what's happening, you know. One thing I like about this, how they have improved this ultrasound Shaban, is at the time the gel was so cold, but now as we go along the story, I'll tell you guys how they warmed up the gel. I came back with the results, and now Dr. Acc, of course, I examined, blah blah blah, and he saw where they were, all of that thing, and now he said we should remove them. My mom there, of course, she was like, yeah, if the doctor says we remove them, Betty, okay? So yeah, so of course it wasn't like something I was open to, but I just, you know, yeah, it was the best thing to do. So I went in for surgery, and let me tell you guys, you know, I wasn't even feeling sick that I had them, but like just being in that hospital environment, and even how they couldn't let me walk to the theater, they rolled me in a wheelchair. They even wanted to like roll me there in like a stretcher bed, and I was like, that's too much, guys, like please. So they rolled me in a wheelbarrow. Hustler Nation. Wheelbarrow. Hey, politics. Me in a wheelchair. And we went to the theater. Actually, that first time they actually rolled me in a stretcher bed, I've just remembered. And I was just up there, and I remember seeing minor, because the doctor told me it's a minor surgery. So I remember seeing, because it's like a theater, then you see like minor surgery room and major surgery. So I was like, yeah, we're going to the minor. Then they rolled me to the major. Then I'm like, to the theater, and there are all these lights, and there's everything just going on, as in it's such a neat. And then so now they transfer you from the stretcher bed to now the surgery bed. It's like a really slim bed, like you fit in, like kabisa unatoshea exactly. And then it has like it's like a salaba. So these are the parts that you put your, and it's like you surrendered. It was really freaky. So yeah, so they put the anesthesia for me, and you know, those people, they ask you questions, and for me, he asked me like my name, and that's the thing I remember hearing. So the next time I woke up, I was in the recovery room, and I remember my first instinct was just to touch my, breast to see what had happened. Yeah, took him now, and he checked me, and he was like, Chebet, how are you doing? I wanted to see what he had removed, and I was like, yeah. My mom was like, how even would you want to see? He knows that there was no risk, but he still had to confirm. So they went and did like a biopsy to confirm whether it was cataracts or not. The results took like about 2 to 3 days to come, and when they came, they said they were not cataracts, and I was happy. I went through the recovery journey, and I was okay. About 3 years later, that's 2018. I can't remember well, but one of those years I also then discovered another. This time there were 3 lumps, and they were on the other side, not the side where I was operated on. I had gone through the experience, it wasn't like really hard. So yeah, I told my mom, and of course my mom was like, yeah, we need to go and see a doctor. In fact, let's go now. I was with my mom to Dr. Acc, my same consulting surgeon, and yeah, he was like, oh yeah, Chebet, you're back, but then he had told us that they could actually recur, and this time he said that it wasn't a must for them to be removed. But my mom was like, no, let's just remove them. And I was like, but mom. So this time I was admitted, and then you know, the surgery process starts the night before when you're told not to eat. You're not supposed to eat. Even if you're going for eye surgery and you know the digestive system is on the other side, you're not supposed to eat. I don't know what the logic behind that is. The scary part of being admitted is that my mom, I remember my mom and a family friend and my friend took me to the hospital, and then now it was time for them to leave, and then they had to leave with my bag because the people at the hospital said you're not supposed to be left with home clothes because you can't toroka. And you know, these things you see them in the movies, but it's actually true. So they left me only in hospital clothes. You know, if you're in hospital clothes, ukitoroka utajulikana tu wewe umetoka hospitali. So yeah, so then they left me. I remember that night was so long. It was so long, and I was feeling, I don't know, but I was feeling so discouraged. I remember God inspired to me, these two shall pass, and I was like, oh my gosh. And then in the middle of the night, nurses come to check your BP, your what, just do that. And then, you know, in the hospital, there are just so many big things that just make you feel like you're sick. And I wasn't even feeling sick. I had been there, it was a familiar environment. But still, it wasn't like, I don't think you can ever get used to being in the theater. So anyway, the process was the same. The human body is very interesting, especially the woman's body. Like, there are so many things that happen. For example, imagine how a woman can carry a child from the embryo to the fetus to like a child, you know, like there's so many changes that happen. And so for me, the hormonal imbalance affected my like they formed in forms of, you know, like a breast cyst. Some people it's like irregular periods and all of that. Like there's so many other ways hormonal imbalance can help. So let me tell you guys, and then you know they put for you dawa. But when that dawa for pain is something is so painful. It's excruciating. It's something I like about going through surgery is the anesthesia, because that usingizi just slaps different. The part I like about surgery or like being in hospital is that people come to visit you, they bring you flowers and fruits, and it's not a process that I would wish on anyone. But also, why I'm actually just sharing this is for you guys. First of all, you can do your screening, and like you can screen yourself at home. But also, Acc No Hospital Center have a free screening this month. It's on the 15th, 17th, 18th, and 20th of October. So if you can't, just please go and get free screening. And there's nothing it takes away from you, and it's just good to be in a position where you know about your health. Yeah. So that's it, guys. I just felt the need to share with you guys my experience and just open a place of vulnerability for you guys to share experiences with me if you can, but also just go and get tested and get screened. And it's just good to know what's happening in your body and just to understand your body. So that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please remember to subscribe, okay? Please subscribe and make me happy. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, so please just let's make that happen. And yeah, so I'll see you on my next video. Bye. Before I leave, I wanted to share with you guys something. How do I call her? Reverend. I'd like you to help me in one way. Okay. Hi guys, before I leave, I wanted you to come in and help me in one way. So our Reverend at church, her name is Rev Loice. She is about to go through surgery and she needs our help, just to come up with the amount of money that she will require for her surgery. So I'm going to leave the Paybill and account number in the description box, so you guys can send any amount from 50 shillings, okay, not even 50, just the least you can to the most you can, and just let's help her go, like settle her bill and just go for this surgery so that she can be back on her feet, spreading the word, because I actually really enjoy her sermons. But yeah, I'm going to leave the Paybill and account number in the description box, and then you guys can come in and support however way you can. Thank you so much, guys, and